region. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I got it. What is going to be the draft competition today? Yeah, Zane is going to be banned away immediately by Alliance. Actually, not wanting to fight against this mid lane champion. It has been dominant, has been the priority throughout day number one.
Yeah, and Camille and Renekton, the next answers here on the side of Geek Fam and Alliance respectively. I do like that they've noticed, hey, this is a pick that we never played at all in qualifiers. We're probably not too confident on it just yet, so we don't have to unleash it over the days and over the course of the tournament, maybe to get more comfortable. But for now, it's just removed and Akali banned away from Raven as well.
Yeah, and now with these bans being picked up and locked in the Alliance and Geek Fam, Gragas is open, Gaio is open. Twisted Fate going to be the priority here by Alliance to match it up against Geek Fam.
This has been a Raven staple so far in the tournament, and we saw, I think, Nuts play previously as well. The value of this Twisted Fate to kind of put pressure on the side lanes can't really be understated, as Geek Fam here, the answer with the Garen, the answer with the Gragas. So starting to look a little bit familiar here. I'm getting a little bit of PTSD from the previous game with the Geek Fam draft so far here, Infinity.
Looking for sort of the dominant frontliners of a competition, and the Alliance looks to match it up when it comes to the early game. Twisted Fate Lee Sin, early game champion Lee Sin at level 3 already has this power spike available for his team. So we saw the Janna being played out a while ago, maybe the value being picked up, but Janna is a good disengage on sort of the diving competition, and even Fizz and Kaisa, Janna is a good answer.
I love that Geek Fam went for the Fizz. Now, it could be Fizz jungle for all we know, but Ozoroveki, his claim to fame when he was playing back then on League of Legends PC, the prodigal son of Malaysian esports, was his Fizz. He played this so much when he was still playing competitively then, and I think it's really a comfort pick for him. Alliance here, they round out their composition with the Xayah and the Darius. So again, like we said, not so much the side laners, more of like a tanky bruiser kind for CWJ, and Braum will be the final pick here for Geek Fam.
And now the question would be, is this the Darius base rush? Or is this a Darius footwork? What is his build gonna be? Is it a tanking? Is it a 1v5 type of draft that he wants to go for it? And I do suppose that maybe Rumpel, Deshang, the rest of the crew would build onto the previous runes because you have one rune in Darius. Get ready.
Yeah, interestingly, we saw a last-minute swap. It's going to be the Jungle Fizz. So this is a pick that was played by, I believe, the MVP was the one that has this pocket Jungle Fizz. Now it's being brought out into the Summer Super Cup. And Ozoroveki is going to be on the Dragons here.
Immediately by these two teams into the mid lane. They're looking to match it up. Early aggression means that they want to clear easily into the mid lane. We saw how Gragas has been played into the mid lane. That really requires someone to really leash him down to try and clear out the wave early to try and secure level 2. But unfortunately, Ozoroveki will not be able to go for level 2 this instant when it comes to the first 40 minutes, 40 seconds rather, of the game.
He shares the experience, right? So that's going to be a big problem, whereas the Shang now finally hitting level 2 after he journeys back to the Baron lane. Early aggression coming in from Coden Feet and Rich. They're throwing out the feathers, trying to set up some lane control here. Now we saw the junglers kind of starting on their own rip-ups. You can see that SSK is going to be walking up the river here.
And this might be very devastating. Level 3 already for SSK as a Lee Sin.
Walking in, trying to get the push down. Maybe trying to get Raven a window to recall here as SSK, he will be moving towards the Scuttle Crab. Traditionally, we see junglers, they do like 3 camps and then a Scuttle Crab. This time, he's just using his time, using his resources to journey into mid, as we might see a dive coming in. Go-Kart already pulled up. Who's going to be the target right now? They're looking for the AD carry. The stun is there, but do they have the damage is the question. Good flash away. The Howling Gale knocks them both up. And it's going to be First Blood coming in for the Alliance and potentially a double kill for Shinsekai. Now the counter kill comes through. It's going to be Rumpel that kills him off. So they get some consolation gifts on the way out, but Geek Fam, they lose their Dragon Lane duo here.
Yeah, but it's going to be very costly for Alliance because having the jungle still available for Geek Fam, they're now able to go potentially for the dual Rift Cutter if they want to go for it. But Geek Fam, you know what, starting the Rift Cutter into the bottom side of the map very quite a bit late. That gives up an opening for SSK to now go
Oh, look
top.
at this. SSK, he's moving towards top side. Barrier popped by CWJ. Instant flash from the Shang. The Sonic Wave hits the resonating strike, connects, and Shinsekai is 3-1 on the board. Moving down towards the river, starting to make things happen for the Alliance. This is kind of what we were talking about when we were doing a prep, right, Infinity? Shinsekai is the one that starts things off. If he can get the action going, the Alliance look a lot better.
Yeah, and with his micro play, with his mechanically skill of hands that can just be it.
Flash body slam into Chum the Waters. I think that Raven is dead here, but if they can get a revenge kill, that's going to be very tasty redemption coming in. Ozoraveki very low. He's going to back off. Rumpo is fine as well as Rich makes the rotation up. We're unable to convert on the conversion kill on the way out, so Shinsekai is just going to have to live with that one.
For now, they're just waiting as we have sort of a trade into the mid lane. SSK has still not gotten, really sort of the mid lane punish because you have Rumpel already with a 2-0-0. But Lee Sin, however, has a 3-1-0 in his pockets, which means that sooner or later, Yumo's blade might potentially be locked in, as you have already serrated Dirt in his inventory, building onto a longsword. And I think with the movement speed and penetration that he gives with his damage potential, this is looking favorable as a jungle for Alliance.
Geek Fam are no slouches either. You can see Rumpo completing the Lich Bane. The kind of synergy between Ozoraveki and Rumpo so far has been very nice to watch. Setting up for the gank with the flash body slam into Chum the Waters. Loving that they have this communication down. Shinsekai now going to sweep this ward in the Tribush as Cloud Drake is going to spawn. They will be converging on top of this. Geek Fam, though, are here to reply. You can see that Nyx is walked up the river, and just behind it is going to be Rumpo as well as Ozoraveki. Smite will get that one here for Shinsekai. Now he's going to safeguard away, dodges away from all the damage. Here comes the Chum the Waters. He's going to be focused down. And the explosive cast in. Killer Instinct in from the side from Momo. They got to look for these kills. They got to look for something. Otherwise, it's a huge expansion as the Dragon's Rage comes in, kicking Rumble back into his team. And now it is going to be all Alliance all day as they look to clean up this fight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kills for Alliance on the Dragon fight.
Breaking that engagement, I think Alliance did so much when it comes to the macro play. You have SSK jumping right in. He was low HP, but you have Rich immediately going for the Monsoon, delaying how Geek Fam wants to burst down their enemy team, that enabled the SSK to now go into the backside with Dragon's Rage, go on to Momo, and you have Cold and Feet to come through and clean up the map. And that just enabled them to get 4 kills in that engagement, and now they're leading into a 5k gold lead against Geek Fam.
The good news now for Geek Fam is at least they've completed the basic item requirements for Momo's Icathian Rain Evolve. So the Kaisa is starting to feel pretty powered up. But so is Cold and Feet here, already getting the static shift. So that's going to be additional wave clear, additional attack speed, and with the BS Sword, additional damage.
Definitely, but Chum the Waters, SSK.
SSK, he's going to have to safeguard to safety. Gets out of the ultimate there. And again, this ultimate from Fizz, the Chum the Waters, functions similarly to League of Legends PC, right? The longer the distance, the bigger the AoE, the better it feels in terms of locking out people. But Rumpo there, just a point-blank one, does not find what he needs. Raven now might be in some trouble as he picks a blue card. That's not what you want, buddy.
Yeah, it was, a bit too early to lock it in as the yellow card just missed a sliver of millisecond for Alliance to lock it in. But 4-man roll for Alliance into the mid lane as Geek Fam does the same thing to really go for the Rift Herald potentially. But Alliance with the Tower First Blood, not as valuable initially without any First Blood onto Tower Dive yet, but still valuable to say the least as it can go unpunished later on.
Halving kill comes through. Now we're waiting for the engage from Geek Fam. The redemption is going to zone them all away as CWJ comes in from the side, zoning them all out. And Rift Herald is going to be taken by Rich as the fight breaks out. Geek Fam now running in Glacial Fissures to split them up. And now the focus is going to be on the backline. Raven somehow survives as Rumpo dies. And now Alliance looking again to clean up after an objective fight. Now SSK coming in, manages to survive the kill instinct in. Might just kill him off the last auto attack. And the flash from Momo. He overextends. He gets the kill at Shinsekai, but at what cost? As the gold card lands onto Ozoraveki, and he's going to be the last member standing in this fight.
I mean, Momo was already dead in that engagement. So having that killer instinct to go to the backside and kill off SSK is the least that they can get in return against Alliance in that engagement alone. With the Rift Herald secured by Alliance as well, that enabled them to get another turret into the mid lane, giving them more gold and more map pressure against Geek Fam, specifically onto the bottom side jungle of their very own map.
Now, big wave collapsing in the Dragon lane for Geek Fam, so someone is going to have to answer that from the Alliance side, otherwise it's a lot of lost EXP. As we see the jungler of Alliance aggressively posturing, consistently looking for the moves on the map. Raven, however, will make this rotation towards the Baron lane. Has another, 30 seconds on that Destiny before he can make a play.
And that Scryer's Bloom gets positioned onto where SSK might be, and Geek Fam has the knowledge that SSK might not be into the mid lane, and Geek Fam, I believe, wants to go for sort of the pressure. Regardless, I think it's still not going to be as valuable to risk everything, as the Infernal Break will come up here in the 8 minute and 10 seconds of this game.
SSK looking to set something up here. They see a couple of members walking in, Howling Gale in, and the gold card onto the tank, but that's not who you want. Nyx is going to be able to use the stand behind me to get out of that engage, and now Inferno Dragon started up by the Alliance. Smite is available for SSK. There's no vision, as our observer is kindly pointing out, so Geek Fam will have to sacrifice this objective and give it over to the Alliance. 2 dragons in the back pocket for the Singapore region representatives.
Looking very, very favorable for Alliance as of yet. Infernal Dragon secured, Cloud Dragon secured, 2 turrets already broken down. And on top of all that, you still have the 9k gold lead in their pocket. And Yuma's Blade building up to potentially a Trinity Force, I suppose, for the now top lane.
Tries to hit the Dragon's Rage. We'll call that a zoning ultimate, yeah? He just kicked the Shang in, forced his flash, but his team was able to get the tier 1 off of that play.
And having all the tier 1 turrets already secured, this opens up once again the map control for Alliance. Top side jungle, bottom side jungle already for them as well, having the control onto all 4 quadrants. And Geek Fam needs to think of an answer to maybe go for a split push. I think there was a wasted opportunity a while ago wherein you pointed out that there was a big wave into the bottom lane wherein there was no champions that actually pushed it through for the side of Geek Fam, and no one actually defended for Alliance as well. So I think that was sort of the missed opportunity here. And I think Geek Fam needs the same thing to happen later on to try and get a turret, at the very least, to gain those gold.
Infinity, look at the items being picked up, or the enchantments, if I want to be more specific. 3 Zhonya enchantments being picked up by the Alliance. So you understand the value of the stasis, kind of buying time in these fights has been the name of the game for them so far. They're afraid of getting locked in, afraid of getting picked off, so that kind of enchantment is going to help them stay active in these fights.
Also, it's an answer to Charm of the Waters that has long delay to really just bring out the shark and eat you up, knock off you. So I think with the stasis, it gives you more time in some way, and it disables rather how much damage that Rumpel can dish out when it comes to the 5v5.
Raven actually used the Destiny to kind of arrive in mid lane earlier. Now they're looking to contest around this top side. Good kick into the wall, follow up by the gold card, a flash away. Actually blocking the body slam. Shinsekai now uses the Zhonya's enchant, like we said, under the top tier 2. He's in a lot of trouble. CWJ, what a big play caller coming in from Cold and Feet. He just rips him apart. Nyx barely able to survive with the heal coming out, but that's 2 kills with the jungler down. I think Alliance, they should be able to get this Baron here.
And SSK, sliver of HP, it was 1 HP that he went out alive. That was glacial pressure to zone him out. Now the Baron Nashor will be started up by Alliance with a contest from these guys.
Indo the Shang looking to do some work here in the center of it all. He's tanky, but how tanky is he as he's looking to run in, auto down. That Baron eventually is going to be smited away by Shinsekai. No slippery fingers, no mistakes. The Alliance, they want to close this out in a methodical fashion to end day 1 right now. 12k goal lead, 11.5 minutes in. Infinity, I want to know your call. How does Geek Fam come back into this game?
It's going to be very difficult, but I do think that if they want to go for a comeback into this match, they have to at least defend every tier 2 turret which is probably
Right.
so hard and difficult. And on top of all that, clean Alliance out because the amount of disadvantage that Geek Fam already has currently is just too much to handle.
That's a good step though. You find the kill onto CWJ, take the Baron buff off the Baron laner, and it's easier to defend against him in these side lanes. SSK, however, making rotations down towards the Dragon lane, looking for that tier 2 like you said. It's very tough for Geek Fam to hold on to their inner structures. As Kodafi, he's just walking forward. Look at the damage he's putting down onto Momo. Dragon tier 2 goes down. Now the focus is the mid inhibitor turret. It's falling so quickly and now it goes down. Now the fight possibly breaking out as if CSS gives a big kick in onto Nyx. Has he overcommitted? He's going to go down here. A flashy play, but wasn't effective is the question. And now they get the bot inhibitor turret. Now they're looking for the re-chase in. A Blade Caller roots them all into place. They're chasing on Enrich with the aggressive flash, looking for the kill. The gold card rather coming through as well with the wild card to follow up the Alliance. They rip them all to shreds. Geek Fam are now relegated to going back to their fountain to defend. And ladies and gentlemen, the Alliance will not end day one without a win. In fact, they'll find their first against Geek Fam here in our last game of day one.
An amazing series, an early game from Alliance as SSK has dominated that match to get the win for Alliance in day number 1. That was very commendable from SSK from the Singapore region.
At least, you know, they end, this is just my inner fan talking, at least they end day one with the 1-1 record. I felt like, you know, I hyped them up so much, right? I didn't want them to disappoint the viewers, so at least that didn't happen. But for the most part, Geek Fam here, we look at their composition. The jungle Fizz, a lot more low impact than I imagined it would be. I felt like Rumple didn't really fully utilize this to its full effect as compared to when we see MVP play it in the Taiwan region qualifiers.
And I think the reason for it is because Alliance also has an early game type of jungle. And Geek Fam needs to respond. And when you keep on responding, Fizz will not be able to gain those early gold, will not be able to gain those early power spikes that he wants to go for, right? And that is how SSK just affected all throughout the map. And I think there is an important point you took note a while ago, how SSK, 2 camps just done, went to the mid lane to go for the roam. And that typically is not the tradition for jungles. But SSK has the knowledge that, you know what, we have a level 3 Lee Sin already. We already have the power to dominate the lanes, and that is what SSK did.